We were highlighted under the G7 Critical Minerals Alliance at the G7 in France just a couple of months ago, as well as a critical project that the G7 members, the states of Italy, Denmark, Belgium, and EU want to get to market.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is John Passalacqua. He is the CEO of First Phosphate. And John, great to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you, Steve.
So big news out from the company today, another investment from the government of Canada, another fund they have. This is the First and Last Mile Fund. So let's start there. Tell me a bit about this fund and this $4.84 million.
Yeah, so these two funds are funds that help critical minerals projects connect to infrastructure, right? Because you have a mine, but then you need access to electricity, you need access to road. So these two funds help critical minerals projects that the government of Canada seems as advanced and that wants to get into production as soon as possible, to basically, have the funding to be able to research and find a solution to be able to have hydro and a road to the site. Now, it's important to note that the Bégin-Lamarche project is, maximum 1 to 2 kilometers from a major highway, and it's right on an electric line as well. So what these funds are going to do is to determine how. It's not a question of whether or if there is an ability to get hydro or highway road to the site. It's a question of how to do it in the most environmentally friendly manner, in a manner that is most acceptable to local municipalities, and that is the easiest to get the shipments produced and to markets.
And John, people may not understand that a lot of the work and the money is going into the technical part of this. And that's the key to sometimes this is as you said, it's not a question of whether we can do it. It's just how we do it in the smartest way. And that's what a lot of this kind of funding for consultants and things like that will cover.
Yeah, correct. So we want to find the quickest way to connect to the main highways, those that are best for transportation, that causes the most amount of material to be able to be produced in the minimal impact as possible to the local communities. And same thing with the hydro lines, the best way to build that hydro line to be able to get to the site and have all the proper efficiencies.
Yeah, and there's a lot of consultation that goes into this as well, and that's a key part of it. Something you've always talked about in the past, that your neighbors are very important to you in the project.
Yes, exactly. So we'll be going through the public consultations and also the technical consultations. What is the best in a path of least resistance to bring in these hydro lines and to be able to bring in these roads and to connect to the markets.
And lastly, John, just another investment from the government of Canada. It's an important one that you're building on with other investments from a number of different levels of government. It really shows the importance of this project, I think, for Canada.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, look at what's happened with First Phosphate in the last 6 months. So the Quebec government just a few days ago gave us fast-track status for permits. We were one of 3 projects that were fast-tracked. The government of Canada gave a $16.7 million contribution for the development of the mine concentrator in March. Now they're adding on to it $4.8 million for the road infrastructure and the electrical infrastructure. And if you remember as well, we were highlighted under the G7 Critical Minerals Alliance at the G7 in France just a couple of months ago, as well as a critical project that the G7 members, the states of Italy, Denmark, Belgium, and EU want to get to market. So you're looking at about 6 or 7 levels of jurisdiction here. We've got Canada, we've got US, and we've got European Union, all wanting to bring forward the Bégin-Lamarche project and to accelerate it as quickly as possible, because they all realize that this is the solution to onshoring the lithium iron phosphate LFP battery in the Western world. LFP battery now being almost 80% of all batteries produced right now out there on planet Earth.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on this, John. Exciting times ahead, and we'll continue to follow the story as it develops. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, John Passalacqua, the CEO of First Phosphate.